Hello, and welcome to episode number 2 of Lifestyle 101. First of all, thank you very much indeed for all the comments and messages that I received from the first episode. Really remarkable, and I'm really pleased to have that feedback, so please keep it coming. In our first episode, we discussed keeping a journal, and I know that some of you have already started doing that, and that's absolutely fantastic. And at the end of our first episode, we discussed calculating net worth. I know some of you have done that, and for some of you it's a pretty good picture, and for others, well, not quite as good. So I really want to now start talking about advancement. Advancement in income, advancement in your business, advancement in life. And to do that, we need to be talking about planned, disciplined activity. But to get into that, there's a basic fundamental that you have to understand, and that is time. You need to understand time. It's true to say that every minute contains 60 seconds, and every hour contains 60 minutes, and every day contains 24 hours. Yet some people say, I don't have the time. Well, everybody has the same amount of time given to them. It's how you decide to allocate the time that's important. That's why keeping one of these is so important. Learning the art to think on paper and to understand time. You see, there are 4 approaches to time, and you will have seen this. It's either you or you know somebody who's like this. And the first is the drifter mentality. The boy or girl says, I've been late all my life, and hey, that's me, it's just the way it is, I'm not going to change. Not a particularly good attitude in my opinion. Number 2 is the 9 to 5 time manager. Now this particular person, during his day job, his office career, is meticulously well organised. But at home, just a mess. So life isn't quite in balance. Then the next category is the workaholic. This is dangerous. This person just does not know when to shut off. It can affect all sorts of different things. Health, relationships, and without decent health and decent relationships, your business will suffer, your income will suffer, you'll feel not very good about yourself and what's going on around you. So the workaholic isn't really the way to go, unless you're really behind with your net worth, and now is a time where you've just got to pour it on, and I understand that. But going forwards, it's not something you want to keep up forever. So really what we need to be talking about is the enlightened time manager. And I want to give you some tools to help you become one of those. The first thing that I would suggest is that you make a 90-day plan. Now how do you do that? Well, you just need to take a piece of paper, and you just line it out for a month, just draw some vertical lines, some horizontal lines, number them up, put the days of the week in, and away you go. And down by the side of it, I suggest you have some targets. And now you decide what your target should be, but some of the categories that you might want to think about for your business and your life in general is, number 1 is how many new customers are you going to attract this month. Number 2, number 2 is something that some people don't pay any real attention to, and perhaps is the most important thing of the lot in growing your business, and that is new team members. How many people are you going to introduce this business to your team this month? That is a critical question, and you need to think seriously about that number. It shouldn't be too small, and it mustn't be too big, but you need some numbers in there. Rank advancement. Are you going to crack another title this month or next month or whatever, but you need to be working towards it, so rank advancement is a good goal to have on your list. Commission. What's he going to go up by this month? How much? What percentage? What are you looking for? And then of course there's family goals. Maybe you're going to take them out for dinner, or celebrate in some other way, or just some important stuff that's going on. Important targets, all of it. So here's the methodology. In your journal, you need to think about this. So first of all, don't start the day until you've got it finished. Secondly, for those of you that are intelligent, don't start the week until you've got it finished. For those of you that think really far ahead, don't start the month until you've got it finished. And for those of you that are near geniuses, don't start the quarter until you've got it finished. And for those of you that are absolutely geniuses, don't start the year until you've got it finished. But that's a big one. So, having got all that down on your 90-day planner, the little bit of paper that I told you to write out, 3 months together, stick it on the wall, and so you can see it, on your workspace. Or if you really want to invest in something, you could get a year planner from any good stationers like Smiths or Partners or whoever, Ryman's. Sasco is a good one, S-A-S-C-O. It's one I used to use a lot when we were actively building our business. It's very useful. Once you've got all that up, you now need to think about planning your day. Don't start the day until you've got it finished. And to do that, you need to understand how to do a to-do list. Now, the first thing that you would do, and this is a task for you, tonight, when you finish for the day, I just want you to list everything that you have to do tomorrow. Absolutely everything. And the way I want you to list it, I'll see if I can show you one in my journal here. This is it. And that's my list here, and you can see that I've numbered it, and then I've got a space, and then I've got the list of stuff that I want to do, and in between here I've got some other numbers. So this is how you work it out. You list everything on the right hand side of the page, just a long list, and number it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you look at the list and you decide which item is going to bring you nearest to your long-term goal. Not your short-term, not your medium-term, but your long-term. And that becomes category A. And you might have several A's that will take you close to that list, that goal rather, on your list. The next ones are ones not quite as important. They're B's and then C's and D's, and then you're going to have some priority ones that you just have to do. I don't know what it could be. Maybe you've got to tax a car or something like that. That'd be, it's got to be done tomorrow or something like that. That'll be a deadline goal, a P for priority. And then so you look at those categories, and look at all the A ones, and then decide which is the most important one, A1, and then A2, and so on. And once you've worked through that list, end of the day, when you get up the following day, you can just open up your journal, look at your list, and look for A1, and think, that's what I'm going to focus on now. It'll make you incredibly efficient. It works extremely well. Everybody I'm shared this with has benefited from it, provided they do it. And if you do it for the next 90 days, and this is my challenge to you, do this for the next 90 days, I bet you'll make a huge difference to you. And the interesting thing is this too, if you do it for 90 days, you'll never stop. Dan and I have been doing this for years and years and years, and we do it every night. Also, of course, once you've got your list completed, and you've had the day, you've done the day, it's really good to just go through the list and tick things off and celebrate what went well and fix what didn't. But please do not go to bed fixing. Always go to bed celebrating. Now you'll notice that I've used, putting this list into categories in terms of your long-term goals, then of course your medium and short-term and all the rest of it, goals. And I'm not going to talk about goals in this broadcast, but I'm going to talk about it fairly soon because it is an important subject in its own right, but it's a little too much to do today. I want you to get into doing this first of all. So in closing, I owe you an apology for the length of time between our first broadcast and this one. life got in the way, as it happens sometimes, doesn't it? And something unexpected happened that kind of threw me off. It's called gastroenteritis. But we're good now, back on track and all the rest of it. So I'll be broadcasting another episode in the very near future. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching. Keep the feedback coming. Really appreciate that. Oh, and let me also say this to you. I know many of you are following my wife, Diana Ross, on Periscope. If you're not, look for Diana Ross UW. She's been doing some remarkable stuff on live telephone calls. She's been doing some great prospecting calls, which she'll continue to do. But also she's going to show you some follow-up calls, not just with prospects, but also with team members. I think that's going to be the next one she's going to be doing. A lot of people are getting real benefit from it. So that's her department. My stuff is a bit more strategic, if you like, a bit more thinking, and Diana's a bit more action. But you need to have the thinking to get the action right. Planned, disciplined activity. So, if you haven't, please subscribe to the blog. You'll see a button on, I think it's your right hand side at the top of the screen. It says subscribe or follow me or something like that. Just hit that and you'll always get an email notification when I publish one of these. And I'll see you next time. Until then, toodle pip. Bye bye for now.